Welcome again to my reports on the secret dossier on Donald Trump prepared by secret agent Christopher Steele. This is part 8 of that dossier, and this is Company Intelligence Report 2016, report number 102, and it is dated the 10th of August 2016. It's titled Russia/U.S. Presidential Election. Reaction in Trump camp to recent negative publicity about Russian interference and likely resulting tactics going forward. Remember, this is dated 10th of August, 2016. Summary. Trump campaign insider reports recent DNC email leaks were aimed at switching Sanders, protest voters, away from Clinton and over to Trump. Admits Republican campaign underestimated resulting negative reaction from U.S. liberals, elite, and media, and forced to change course as result. Need now to turn tables on Clinton's use of Putin as boogeyman in election, although some resentment at Russian president's perceived attempt to undermine U.S.G. and system over and above swinging presidential election. Detail. Number 1. Speaking in confidence on 9th of August 2016, an ethnic Russian associate of Republican U.S. presidential candidate Donald Trump. I wish I could figure out who this Russian associate of Donald Trump is that is mentioned in so many of these reports. The ethnic Russian associate of Republican U.S. presidential candidate Donald Trump discussed the reaction inside his camp and revised tactics therein resulting from recent negative publicity concerning Moscow's clandestine involvement in the campaign. Trump's associate reported that the aim of leaking the DNC emails to WikiLeaks during the Democratic convention had been to swing supporters of Bernie Sanders away from Hillary Clinton and across to Trump. These voters were perceived as activists and anti-status quo and anti-establishment, and in that regard, sharing many features with the Trump campaign, including a visceral dislike of Hillary Clinton. This objective had been conceived and promoted, inter alia, by Trump's foreign policy advisor Carter Page, who is under investigation, I hope, who had discussed it directly with the ethnic Russian associate. So this is an association then between Carter Page and this mysterious Russian associate of Donald Trump. 2. Continuing on this theme, the ethnic Russian associate of Trump assessed that the problem was that the Trump campaign had underestimated the strength of the negative reaction from liberals, and especially the conservative elite, to Russian interference. This was forcing a rethink and a likely change of tactics. The main objective in the short term was to check Democratic candidate Hillary Clinton's successful exploitation of the Putin as boogeyman Russian interference story to tarnish Trump and bolster her own patriotic credentials. The Trump campaign was focusing on tapping into support in the American television media to achieve this, as they reckoned this resource had been underused by them to date. 3. However, Trump's associate, this is the Russian associate. However, Trump's associate also admitted that there was a fair amount of anger and resentment within the Republican candidate's team at what was perceived by Putin as going beyond the objective of weakening Clinton and bolstering Trump by attempting to exploit the situation to undermine the U.S. government and democratic system more generally. It was unclear at present how this aspect of the situation would play out in the weeks to come. And that was dated 10th of August, 2016. My next report, my next program, will be on report number 136. As you see, there are many, many numbers missing in this sequence of reports that I am reading. As I have mentioned before, I do not know the reason why so many numbers that presumably were numbers of actual reports, why so many numbers are missing. It is possible that Michael Steele was working for many different employers and that the other missing reports had nothing to do with Donald Trump. On the other hand, it is very possible that that they did relate to Trump and have been censored for some reason or other. The documents that I have seen and that I have read already, many of them have censored parts, blacked out material, and we don't know whether that was blacked out in the report that Trump himself was able to read and that President Obama read. This is all very mysterious. I wish I knew the answer, but it is important to know that there are report numbers that are missing, and we're kind of skipping around through the number line as we go through these 17 separate reports comprising the 35-page dossier on Donald Trump. I hope you will tune in next time. Next time I will have report number 136. And again, I hope you will share the link to this and other programs with all of your friends. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.